Alright, what the fuck? Happenings YouTube, atheist community, and stickam fun. No real time for this shit. I'm seeing if the camera's actually on so I don't waste any time. Obviously, I'm really short on time. Sticks are a nice background. Yeah, really short. Shit. YouTube. So yeah, not too much to report. Stickam was about average. I stayed till about 5, which was way too late. And so I totally fucked my day, and I'm totally fucking behind, and I was already way behind, so now I'm super way behind, and yeah. And so I really don't even have time to make this video. Don't have time to even think about it. But anyway, I did have time. You know, we're just trying to wind up for the day to watch Barklord and Greytex made videos, and more trivial crap. Just, you know, this is all there really is. You get so much of this, the same old arguments over and over. So they're back to just saying, you know, suffering's nothing, suffering's a stub toe, big deal. You impose it on somebody because you know, they're going to enjoy watching, you know, retro episodes of Three's Company or something, and so that'll make it all worthwhile. You know, they'll giggle in a swimming pool, and yeah, that'll make it all worthwhile, because the only suffering they ever incur is you know, a little water gets in their eye. You know. I wonder if you know how the story changes. You just change one little scenario. You know, what if you take your kid to the pool and he's a year old, and well, it probably has to be older. You know, let's say he's 6 or 7, and he accidentally he gets a little too much water, partially drowned, so to speak. But he's fine. You know, you push the water out of him, he's okay. And then later that night, he chokes on his own vomit. You're going to tell the same story about how you just did a wonderful thing? You're just going to try again? Oh, we'll just say, oh, that kid was broken, we'll just have another one. Yeah, we can do whatever the fuck we want, we can impose. But we'll tell it what's valuable. We'll tell it that the little superficial, trivial jollies are all worth it. You know, it's just stupid. I mean, it's stupid. I mean, the most important thing to me, you know, is a good wank. And it's not worth 5 minutes of ALS. Come on, get real. It's nice, it's fun, but it's just not. And it's just bullshit to pretend it is. This is all just bullshit and run around in your fucking heads. And you want to glorify it? Why? Why? Why these rationalizations? I mean, Barklord you can sort of understand because, well, he played the game, right? He had the kid, played the game, and so he's got to justify his imposition. But what's with Greytex? Has Greytex got little Greytexes roaming about somewhere? Or does he have some dream of it? It's just, ugh. You're saying, what is this shit about? What are they defending? What do we need another? We need, 7.1 billion persons. You know, 7 billion in 1, 7 billion in 2, 7 billion 3 fucktards chasing the same synthetic cheese over and over and over again. While 1 million a year have to blow their brains out or find some other way to cease their existence because it's so insufferable and suffocating to, and yeah, well, so what? Who cares? They don't matter. They're just too sensitive. I just love this, the idea that these people have the right to tell other people what they have to value. This presumption that they're going to have the same values as you. And you're not going to call that what it is, arrogant and bold, dangerous. You're not going to have any humility whatsoever. You're going to say because, well, I had to sacrifice. I mean, I had to spend my $10 on the kid instead of myself, and you know, so therefore it's okay for me to do it. See, I can trivialize shit too, but it's not. I don't care how much you pay for it. If you climb a mountain and you fall off the mountain, fall on somebody. Yeah, well, maybe you suffered to climb your mountain, but you had no right to force your suffering on somebody else for the glory of your little mountain climbing. And that's all this is. There is no necessity here. This is an act of volition. You take a risk with somebody else's welfare, and on its face, that is just absolute nonsense, because you have the testimony of the people saying they don't appreciate it. They'd rather not have been. Jack Kevorkian spent 70-some years on this planet, and he'd rather not have been. And I'm in the same position. I've been here 50 whatever years, and I'd rather not have been troubled. And it's because of this reckless attitude and this placating of this silly notion. I mean, this is like any other stupid, fucked-hearted, idiotic addiction. You're saying there must be sports teams, and I'm going to force other people to pay for it. No, pay for it yourself. You build it. You play it. You suffer every sacrifice that has to be suffered for it, and leave people who have no interest in it out of it. This idea that I have to subsidize your ambitions is bullshit. So until you can make me immune, until you can make the I'd rather not have beens a preventable circumstance, you got no fucking right. And you certainly don't have right in the context where you're going to trivialize and tell other people what they have to feel, what they have to be sensitive to, what their sensibility should be, how they should evaluate this stupid, idiotic game. This is fucking obnoxious, you arrogant motherfuckers. You know, I mean, you're obviously the aggressors here, and to pretend that you're somehow defending a position, you're not defending anything but a DNA molecule's replication. And that's bogus. Oh, cat jumping, horribly cute. Yeah, so fuck that shit. Stupid, idiotic videos you people make. You know, so yeah, it's sort of back to zero again. Apparently Hannibal Barbera has wimped out also, but that's fine. I mean, he didn't have an argument, and he was combining two subjects in the most perverse manner. You know, the evolution of human beings and even our nature. Again, I've argued this. It isn't so much about having a violent nature. It's about the fact that we're selfish. And that selfishness will manifest itself when we can't get what we want. You know, that's the villain here. When the threats are knocking on your door, even the kindest of women is going to defend her children by beating the enemy to pieces. So violence that's a necessary function almost. The point is that we will act aggressively for things that aren't ours, for entitlement, for a sense of entitlement that we don't have, and we will take from other things, and we'll rationalize it. I want to have a baby, so I'll just rationalize the suffering I cause. Just bullshit. And the whole capitalist system is just obvious exploitation. Somehow it just keeps rolling along. You know, it's going to fail now, but you know, there's no logic to it. Not if you're a humanitarian, not if you think there is no right to impose, no right to exploit, extort. So, yeah, what else? So yeah, it's a limited conversation as possible because the arguments are weak, incredibly weak. You know, and I did notice another Remy comment. I didn't mention him the other day. He's the third professor, I guess, right? Conference report, Professor Anton and Remy. But, you know, he's only made 5 videos or whatever. But, you know, he made some, nothing comment again on another video saying, you know, Gary is, you know, says things that are, whatever, unproven or beyond the proof or, you know, all that kind of crap. And it's just like, well, you know, quotes would be nice. You know, let's have an argument about something real. And everybody just, you know, the double standards here are just amazing. You know, if I bring up something, you can't talk about it. I mean, there's people, you know, are pretty clear about that. And, you know, and then other people complain, you know, that they're not allowed to stray off the evidentiary path or the established presumptions. And they are. But the point is we have to do it with evidence. We have to do it with something real. You can't just do it because it feels good. And, you know, my argument is I'm not doing this for the sake of doing it. There's nothing for me to prove in establishing that, you know, there might be a little bit of a false conclusion drawn about, you know, how real any benefit might be incurred to a great ape by sharpening its canine teeth. You know, that they might have drawn a false conclusion, not only about whether or not that's really happening, but whether there might be some more important feature of the teeth that is maintained through what the evidence appears to be. And these are important distinctions, but yes, like I said, when I'm bringing it up, we don't need to go into all this little detail. And then if I bring something up, it's like, well, oh, you haven't gotten established by, you don't have X-ray montography demonstrating, the conclusion. You can't say abiogenesis is, established fact, even though it's just circumstantial evidence. It's just a fact. You can't escape it. But no, we don't have a videotape, so we can't establish that as a premise or a truth. Because it's convenient to their argument. So this way there's still hope that the leprechauns exist. So anyway, sorry, big lament video, big complainy, whiny, bitchy video, but whatever. It's just all about the evolution of this conversation, and, where it goes and how it gets there. And who knows where we go from here. I don't know. Just keep plugging away, I suppose. But yeah, it's I don't know what I would do if my father spoke like a Great Tex or a Bark Lord. With these vacant rationalizations and excuses for imposition. The only good parent is one who is remorseful, who understands later in life, that they played a reckless, stupid game. Very reckless. And that should be highlighted. People who are young and feeling invulnerable and undefeatable and strong should realize that that's not how life is always going to be. And that things can get out of hand that quickly. One bad medical diagnosis and your little superpowers are all gone. And life becomes hard and very real. Fuck all this whitewash. Let's just pretend it is a joyride. No consequence. No other vehicles on the road. We can just do whatever the fuck we want. No, that is bullshit. So, enough of the video and such. Sorry, really. Cranky. Fed up. Tired. Yeah. Yeah. Mega fatigue.